Isaiah 65:17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. Be ye glad, and rejoice in heaven, as I create. For behold, I create rejoicing, and joy, and her people joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, joy in my people. The voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, and the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble. For they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock. The dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. Save the Lord, Yahweh Shah. That's right, so we're going to get super blessed up, man. We're going to basically recycle the earth, destroy this shit up out of the earth, and start this shit over in complete, true, holy righteousness. Isaiah 60. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? That's right, it's the chariots of the Lord. Surely the isle shall be free, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from Sard and Par, and silver and their gold with them, upon the name of the Lord Yahweh thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee, yea, those nations shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box tree together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And shall call thee the city of the Lord Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings. Thou shalt know that I, the Lord Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer. The mighty Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, for iron I will bring silver, for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy exactors peace, and thine exactors righteousness, thine officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. Thou shalt call thy wall salvation, thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. The Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, thy glory, and thy God, and thy power, thy glory. The sun shall no more go down, neither shall the moon withdraw itself. The Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be called righteously. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planet, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. The little one shall become 1,000, the small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time. That's right, man. I think we're super blessed up.
52nd Street Station.
It says Baruch and Baruch 4 and 21. Be of good cheer, O my children, cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power of the hands of their enemies.
69th Street.
For my hope is in thy everlasting, that he will save you. The joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting, our Savior. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping. The Most High will give you
Next stop,
again
56th
joy and
Street.
gladness
A
forever.
wheelchair
Like
accessible
as now
station
the
for
neighbors of
routes
Zion have seen your
31
captivity,
SG.
so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power. It shall come upon you with great glory, brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. Thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the
56th
Most High.
Street Station.
For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Take a good heart, and O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will
Doors
comfort
are
thee.
opening.
Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons, for she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad at thy fall. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take
Next
away the
stop,
rejoicing of her hurt
60th
of a
Street.
great
A
multitude.
wheelchair
And her pride
accessible
shall be turned
station
into
for
mourning.
routes
The
31
fire shall come
and
upon her for the
46.
everlasting, long to endure. And she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sendest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. That's right, man. Heavy. So I'm gonna grab this real quick.
60th Street Station. Doors are opening. 69th Street traffic, all stops. Doors are closing. Doors are closing.
The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills. And all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord Yahweh. Therefore, thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and are soothsayers like the Philistines, and they please themselves in the children of strangers. The land is also full of silver and gold. Neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is also full of horses. Neither is there any end of their chariots. Their land is also full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that made their own that which their own fingers have made. And the mean man boweth down, and the great man humbleth himself. Therefore forgive them not. Enter into the rock, and hide thee in the dust, for the fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. And the Lord Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. And upon all the cedars of Lebanon that are high and lifted up, and upon all the oaks of Bashan, and upon all the high mountains, and upon all the hills that are lifted up, and upon every high tower, and upon every fenced wall, and upon all the ships of Tarshish, and upon all pleasant pictures. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low. And And the Lord Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. And the idols he shall utterly abolish. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks, into the caves of the earth, for the fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks, for fear of the Lord Yahweh, and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein is he to be accounted of? That's right, he's finished. He's through. He's chopped. He's done for. Because once the Lord start to get busy and really like destroy all of this, because basically they full of themselves, you know. You know, they full of themselves, man. So it's going to be a great humbling. As a matter of fact, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people. This is talking about the nuclear missiles. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cease her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chase roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through. I read that. And every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, and they shall not regard silver. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it, the Russians. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. That's right. You know, he talks about that in Isaiah 47, Jeremiah 50, 49, 51. Isaiah 49, 50, 51. Go to Isaiah 47. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the legs. Uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment and a day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, no one seeth me. Thy wisdom is in thy knowledge that perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it ariseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee, suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up, and save thee from the things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Woo, shit. That shit gonna be too hot. It said it gonna be no coal to warm at, no fire to sit before it. That shit basically just, that shit gonna be so hot, that shit gonna just basically melt every fucking thing, man. Shit crazy. It says, thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. And it shall wander every one to his quarter. None shall save thee. That's right. Yup. It's all in there, man. It's all over. It's all over. I wanted to grab, let me go grab, Joel 3, because that joint is fire. Joel 3, Joel 2, both of them joints is fire. It says, for behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off. For the Lord hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall you know that I am the Lord your power, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no stranger pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountain shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion. That's a fact, man. So it's just straight up recompense for everything that they did to us. They get smoked up for that shit. Straight and to the point. It says, Joel 2. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess. A day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Right, so this is talking about the nuclear missiles, the intercontinental ballistic and hypersonic missiles. That is talking about in Isaiah 13, where it talks about that great people. You know, they come from a far country. It says, a fire devoureth before them, but behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, and a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways. And they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, and they shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide in it? Therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart and not your garments. And turn unto the Lord your power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repent of him of the evil. Who knoweth if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Lord your power. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sanctify a feast, called a solemn assembly. But they're not doing that. These niggas is caught up in entertainment. They want to have fun, right? They want to turn up. So let them niggas turn up and get destroyed. That's why the Lord said that these niggas is gonna be like in the day of Noah, that they was eating and drinking and giving into marriage. They don't want nothing to do with nothing solemn. They don't want nothing to do with nothing serious. Everybody's on bullshit timing. So they're not doing none of this. They're not doing none of this right here. You know, we're the only ones that's called into the solemn assembly at the end of the day. All right, bro. It says, damn, this shit packed.
Welcome to Route 46. Please have 4. PayPal declared is required. Service for receivers in Melbourne.
But yeah, this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children and those that suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar. And let them say, spare thy people, Lord. Give not an heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, where is their power? Then will the Lord be jealous for his land, pity his people. Yea, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine, and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and drive them into a land barren and desolate, his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Right, and that's going to happen by way of this fucking place. This military getting sent over there to the Middle Eastern region to smoke the fuck up. That's why it talks about it says that I think it's the next block I gotta get off.
$8 center instrument is required. Service to
I don't know where my son's going. I guess he going further. Our job's down this block. That nigga doing some other shit. Whatever. Yeah, so that's why he said that he gonna put us between the Euphrates, not us, but he gonna put the Northern Army. Two times. No, that's not it. Yep. Oh, I read that already. Yeah, that was the one I was just reading. But it's another one, where is it at? No, it's Joel 2:20, and there's another one in either Isaiah or Jeremiah. We'll get to it.